On this episode of the Best of Bias podcast, you got me. We back. Sunday episode. I'm sorry, a little late this week, but hey, we in the building. Just got back from vacation midweek, so we'll talk a lot about that during the episode. Got some sports talking. Football's on the way. Fantasy football is on the way. Couple of pop culture things and some summer cinema corner. Some upcoming stuff coming out in September. I won't talk to y'all about. So not too long of a podcast this morning, but it is the Best of Bias podcast. New listeners, thank you for clicking play. I like to say you could have been anywhere in the world today whenever you listen to this pod, but hey, you decided to be here with us. Welcome to the Best of Bias family. If this is going to be your last episode, hey, thank you for still clicking. We still going to have some fun today. Family members, Best of Bias members that have been here for a long time has always been rocking with me no matter what day I drop the pod. Oh, shit. Welcome in. Welcome to your day, because we about to talk about some shit. But without further ado, let's stop all the long talking. Let's get right to the podcast. It's Lydell Dinero, and we back. It's the Best of Bias podcast. Do I know my own podcast name? Yeah, it's the Best of Bias podcast. Let's get to that theme song where it's at. Yeah. It's the best of bias. You need the earful, you should try us. From pop culture to the movies to Unitas. It's the best of bias. The best of bias. Yeah. It's the best of bias. What's up, everybody? It's your boy, Lydell Dinero. We back in the building. It's the Best of Bias podcast. You know what it is. It's me by myself today again. It's a repetitive week. We kind of in a little dark spot in the schedule. I wouldn't say dark spot. I just couldn't think of the word. You saw me reaching for the word. I couldn't find it. A little weird spot in the schedule. We just got back from vacation, and more so, it's season 3. Let me get a woo. Hopefully, AKA could put some graphics up there. This is episode 1 of season 3. It's been a long time coming, man. Since 2019, we've been trying to put out this content weekly for y'all to, just be informed and talk to your boy about some stuff that we get into talking to. We've been trying to upscale, take it to the next level. Shout out Hugo Twilight, no longer with the podcast, but back in the day, we kind of had the idea together. I kind of branched it off into something else. But him, AKA, doing every video. I just want to thank both of them. Thank AKA for sure, because he's still with the pod, but shouts out to Hugo. But AKA has been down doing whatever he can to help out, to help push the podcast forward from when we was in the garage, from when we was doing all the bullshit, just having weird ass with the mannequins in the background, to everything it's become, to when I was just a dresser with a couple of pops, and then I became the Pop Don Dada, you know what it is. And then it just kind of all exploded from there. But thank you, AKA. I would be nothing without you. I'll be a little bit of something. I'll be nothing. I'll be nothing without these beautiful videos that people get access to without tapping into the market of YouTube. Thank you, YouTube, for letting me have another outlet to get my voice out there, to let people know where they can find me at, you know what I'm saying? And let this bias be heard, you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of people out there doing pods and stuff and, kind of doing their thing, trying to get their feet off the ground. But, monetary gains is something that I'm really interested in, taking it to the next level, making money, of course. But more so for me, it's a passion of mine to get out. And I'm one of those people coming up. I had my foot, a little bit of everything, sports, like everything about the podcast. So I call it the Best of Bias, because I'm a sports guy, I'm a nerdy guy, comics, I'm a movie guy. I love to eat, love to bake. You know what I'm saying? I love a little bit of everything. So I always wanted to be in the know, just in case I met somebody that was interested in talking about that. Because I'm a really personable person. If you know me, I like to talk a lot. So having an arsenal full of stuff to be able to break down and bust it down with everybody I talk to is just always been my thing. So being able to do this with you guys since 2019, and for those who do actually listen and play and support me the way you guys do, I really appreciate it. Season 2 is like 58 episodes, so we're just gonna try to move it into season 3, bigger and better things, and just keep it moving, man. More guests, more content, more everything is always gonna be on the way. Always gonna be on the way. You know what I mean? I'm never gonna stop. whether it be a pod, whether it be creating our own media as far as comic books, TV shows, different kind of podcasts, bro. We're in it. We're in it to win. And I know I've been saying this for years. And if you guys have been here, you know I've been saying it for years. And me being the Capricorn that I am, I always try to stick to my word. I always try to follow through with the shit that I say. I don't say things to say things. Shout out Party Next Door. I don't say things to say things. You know what I'm saying? I'll be trying to do it. And if you guys can come along with me, you know, right now the pod is free. It don't cost you nothing just to click on the pod and just, you know, listen up and just, you know, get some information that you might have wanted to know. You never know what you're going to get when you tune into the Best of Bias podcast. You never know who you're going to hear from. I got a vast array of people that I hang around and talk to. Like I said, I love to stay informed, and I do have a vast array of people that are in different spectrums of professional life and just different areas of their life in general that I love to have come on the podcast and just give you their introspective view. But everybody's been here since 2019. They already know how it gets down. But I just want to welcome you all to season 3, man. Although I couldn't start it with a bang, bringing on a guest, I'm just going to try to, you know, start it off the best way I can, the best way I know how, the Lydell Dinero way, if I will, or if you will, and if you will have me. So let's get right to it. Without further ado, actually, first, I'm not going to get to the docket yet because not only did season 3 start, we're coming off a crazy vacation with me and V-Rons. You know, me and V-Rons be traveling a lot, and, you know, that's why there's always a little delay. The last couple of months, especially in summertime, a lot of traveling has been going on, a lot of me getting out of the house. If you guys are following from last November, I actually was, I don't know if you would say diagnosed with remission or told I was in remission from my Hodgkin's lymphoma. So I was down bad for a long time last year. So after the diagnosis, after I was in remission from November, I just kind of tried to get out and get it, just kind of be out, travel, see as much as I can, do as much as I can, because I got a whole new introspective, like a whole new perspective on life, I feel like. But at the same time, I tried to maintain the pod, my work schedule. My work schedule is really hectic. I have another job on the outside of this. So not only did I kind of struggle to do that, now I'm kind of trying to just get back into the flow and just have you guys, you know, just get back in the flow of pod. I know it's not my fault. I know I deserve every second of vacation because I do work really hard, not just for y'all, but just for myself in general, just doing what I want to do. Like I said, this is the passion of mine. I would never consider it work. This is what I'd rather do over my 9 to 5, better myself, work on my business, as well as my business is helping y'all, getting everybody else's business in a way. So you know, I would like to spend more time doing that, but I can't complain. You know what I'm saying? I'm just happy I'm able to make it to season 3. I'm actually happy I'm able to make it to episode 217. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people try to put up podcasts, try to make podcasts off the ground like I have, that people haven't even tried to do it by themselves. They try to have other people with them, get, you know, coordinate people to do it every week. And I've seen local people, you know, rise and fall in the podcast game. So just me being persistent and being able to come out with a season 3 and all this stuff, I want to say it's my fault for the pods coming out a little slower, but again, I gotta go. I gotta take some time off, some vacation, and again, back to the vacation details. So me and V-Rons, we took a cruise, Carnival Cruise. I've been on a couple of Carnival Cruises, 4 or 5 of them things, maybe more than that, but V-Rons was our first one, so we wanted to experience it together. And I always went when I was kind of young with my family. So being able to book a Carnival Cruise and go by myself and experience it with my girls, it was an amazing experience, first and foremost. We got a balcony room. I've never had that before. I've always had like the interior rooms with either a window or no window at all, like the lower deck rooms. So this year, if you're familiar with Carnival Cruises or any kind of cruise, the main deck on Carnival Cruises, they call it the Lido deck. We had a suite, or not a suite, actually, a balcony room, which looks over the ocean, beautiful view. Kind of scary at first. I'm not gonna lie, if you haven't done the balcony room, it is kind of scary because there's a railing outside your bedroom, and then over that railing is just ocean. So if you're fucking up one day, you're hella drunk or some shit like that, overboard is a thing that could happen. But I mean, if you're going on a cruise, we're assuming you're able to act right enough to not do stupid shit like we've seen people doing on Insta or social media, jumping into the water off the cruise ship from a dare. Like, no. I personally, people should stay away from the edges as much as possible. There's so much to do inside the boat that people shouldn't even be thinking about that. If you can get over the motion sickness, if you're not one of those people that gets seasick, you're gonna love a cruise. Again, we were on the deck with the balcony rooms, and it just so happened the rooms with the balcony rooms are right on the deck where everything happens. So we didn't have to walk far to the buffets. Guy Fieri Burger was there. Big Chicken, Shaq's Chicken Spot was on the boat. They had 24-hour, well, maybe to like 4 a.m. the flatbread pizza. What else? They had a deli on there. They had buffalo chicken sandwiches that were fire. They had seafood spots where you can buy seafood if you wanted, but it's a little more expensive. Pretty much, if you're on a Carnival cruise or any kind of cruise, everything is all inclusive except for alcohol and some other like foods that they put on the menus that give you a little bit of an upcharge from now and then, but mostly it's all inclusive. So you can have much Guy Fieri, much as Shaq pizza, all that shit you want, and they have regular buffets in the morning and during the afternoon, and you have seated dinners at night to where you can eat all you want to. So it's crazy as far as the eating goes. The shows upon the on the boats are dope too. We attended a Deal or No Deal show. People are out there winning money. We attended a couple of comedy shows that were really good. In this one, we only went on a 3-day cruise. You know, Carnival has 4-day cruises, 7-day cruises, 5-day cruises. You know what I mean? But we just started it kind of light. We never went on a cruise before. She's never been on a cruise before. And with work and stuff, we wanted to keep it light so we didn't have to request a whole bunch of days off. I mean, some people don't got PTO. I got some PTO, but some people don't got as much PTO as I got. So we got to kind of like, compromise. Relationship, you compromise. So we just did a 3-dayer, just to Ensenada, Mexico. We didn't do the 4-day Catalina, because again, we're just keeping it light for the first one, but it was still the experience. Even though we would want to kind of just do Catalina just to get off the boat one more time. When you do 3-day Ensenada, you do 2 days at sea, and then 1 day you port, and then you're back on Monday. So it was kind of short and quick, not that expensive, but you know what I'm saying. I feel like next time we're going to do a little bit bigger, maybe do some Caribbean out of Miami. But nevertheless, I still feel like Carnival Cruise is worth doing, man. Whether it be for a bachelor party, bachelorette party, couples, quick vacation. I saw somebody doing their fantasy football league actually on the boat. They did their draft from one of the sports bars on the boat, which was pretty dope. I think last year's loser had to do something in Mexico. I think he was outside the boat where everybody's getting off with a diaper on, with a sign saying "I suck at fantasy football," while all his friends sat at a table and recorded. So it was some crazy stuff going on. There's so many opportunities to get on the boats. They're readily available right there in Long Beach. So all these SoCal people, all of my SoCal friends out there, it's a hop, skip, and a jump away. It's not that expensive, especially if they have uplifts, so you can make payments, do payment plans throughout the year. If you want an interior room, it will be significantly cheaper than a balcony. There's definitely different ways to do it and different ways to attack, but I would definitely advise you to do it at least once in your life. I know you guys seen Titanic. Some of you guys are scared of the ocean. But once you get on for the first time and see how secure and the security measures they actually do have on the boat, I guarantee you guys will love it. I guarantee your girls or your guys are going to actually want to go on another cruise, and you'll be ready to plan your next vacation right after you get off, I swear. They have basketball hoops, gyms, spas, exercise equipment. They had a knockout contest where you can win some money. It was crazy, man. It's just like a floating town that stops at different places in the country to be able to, or different places in the world where you can go vacation. I really do like cruises. Like 7-day cruise I went on. It's called the Festival at Sea. We go to crazy different islands out of Miami. You go Bahamas, St. Martin's, Puerto Rico, just all kinds of shit, like Jamaica. Like it's like, I wouldn't say better than actually traveling straight to the country to visit, but it's like you get a lot of bang for your buck because you're on a boat which has a whole bunch of attractions on it, people on it that you'll be able to meet. Then you're getting off the boat with the same people, visiting, all these different countries, and you get to go to the party spots, the tourist spots with these people that you've been meeting for 7 days. I think it's just kind of crazy. Cruises are really cool in that aspect. But yeah, if you guys looking to book your cruise, it's not a plug. I know Carnival is not, sponsoring the pod, but if you want to, Carnival, fuck with us. Carnival Cruise, Princess Cruises, whatever one you want to do. Was it Norwegian? What's that big ass one? Uh, Something Royale. I don't know. All those cruise ships, there are hella cruise ships out there, and people go. It's like when we were getting off the boat to go home, everybody was coming on the boat to go for their 4-day, all pumped and excited. It was tight. You get to take 2 bottles of champagne, or well, 1 bottle per person of champagne or wine on the boat with you, and you can bring Red Bulls and sodas up to a 12-pack. Like, a lot of rules and regulations that is really cool. Is you can make the vacation something that you could really, You can become a cruiser after doing it one time. So go check it out. Shout out V-Runs. We should have her on here soon because we got a topic that I'm gonna talk about a little bit that I'm gonna have to get multiple guests on because it looks like it's gonna be a season for the ages. But we'll get to that in a second. But yeah, that was the vacation. That's why it was a little tardy. Last week I dropped the pod, I think, on Wednesday, excuse me, or Thursday morning, like hella early, just because you guys had that for when I left and came back, and I just got back on Wednesday. So that's why this pod is coming out a little later. And yeah, it's been a lot, but hey, the vacations aren't going to stop. Actually, the pods are going to come, the content's going to come out. This is really why I'm going to try to diversify the content because let me just go to this topic now. I'm going to TwitchCon, TwitchCon September 20th through the 23rd. I don't know how many days I'm actually going to go. I'm going to be rolling solo. Best of Bias is going to be in the building. You know what I mean? Just trying to make my presence felt, man. I'm gaming, of course. You guys know that. Lydell _Dinero 22 on Twitch. Check me out. I'll be playing a lot of shit, man. I play Warzone. I play Tekken, of course. NCAA 20 or College Football 25 that just dropped. We'll be getting 2K when it comes out. You know what I'm saying? So I have a vast array of games that I do play. So check me out, Lydell _Dinero 22. I'll be posting whenever I'm going to hop on live on the Instagram, on YouTube too. Just anywhere I can get out there. I got a cool group of friends that I play with. We get W's out there in Warzone. Not really on the Fortnite. I know a lot of people play Fortnite as well, but you know what I'm saying? I'm just getting my feet wet in the Twitch space. You know what I'm saying? I'm really known for the pod. But once we diversify and get this space known more on more socials and more platforms, get Growly known on more platforms, the better. I'm gonna go out there and network. Like I said, I'm probably gonna be by myself. Go visit V-Rons out there. She'll be, just kind of working, but I will be out there doing my thing. If you guys do want to join, meet me out there. Let's go fucking network. Let's go turn Twitch up. Let's put the Best of Bias on the map. And if you're not with Best of Bias, but Best of Bias Gaming is trying to make his name known. If you see us online, BOBP, I think it's BOBG. So it's Best of Bias Gaming. So check us out. You'll see that tag on Warzone. If you see that tag, you know where it's at. If you want to join the squad, holla at us. The more, the merrier. We're trying to get better. We're trying to do bigger and better things. It's Best of Bias Media. We're trying to do everything. But yeah, it's gonna be cool. I don't know a lot of Twitch people by name. I know Kai Sinat and all them are on there. I don't know if they're actually gonna be at the con. But yeah, growing that network and just knowing a little bit more about how these people stream online, little niches and little things that I could do to make myself better, just to get myself out there and grow so we can just be on a bigger platform, on a bigger space. I want to bring the Best of Bias family global with me. My guests, the people I have on. I want to bring their talent to display too. You know what I'm saying? Like we out here, man. We going global, but yeah, I guess I just want to throw that in there too. But yeah, TwitchCon, and then I'm going to Comic-Con in October. October 4th through 6th, we have LA Comic-Con again. So Best of Bias will be there too. So it's con season, I guess. You know what I'm saying? I told you guys, like I said, I told you guys when I say something, I mean it. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to be at a lot of these cons, make my face known, make Best of Bias known, because we will be in these spaces. You got to speak it into fruition, and I'm speaking into fruition the best way I can. I don't know if, a lot of the shit that I do, a lot of shit that I be on, it be me. You know what I'm saying? I don't really have a lot of people that share a lot of the same interests as me, but I don't give a fuck. You know what I'm saying? I'm down to go out here and do solo dolo work. But hopefully, you know what I'm saying, as we get on, we can get more people to see the vision. I got a lot of people interested in hopping on with the Best of Bias, but the people you love will always be around. But we're growing the team, like I said, at the end of the pod. I am accepting inquiries for people that do want to join the team. I do need some social media marketers, maybe some video editor, or not some audio editors, and just some social media consultant type people. You know what I'm saying? Just to get our name out there, face out there. But once we rolling, we gonna be rolling because I got ideas in this bag. It never stops. You feel me? But let's get into these sports. I know y'all tired of hearing me talk about my vacation and what I'm about to be doing. Let's talk about some of the shit y'all want to get into, all right? Let's talk about college football being back week 0 this week. Couple of games. I'm excited for college football. I've been kind of quiet about it lately because there's been a lot of juice on Oregon this year, man. And you know me. I like to play the field and kind of just talk my shit week by week. Let y'all know how I feel, you know what I mean? But man, the sauce, they dripping the sauce on us. We're overall preseason AP ranked number 3. So man, Georgia and Ohio State, I believe, are the only couple of teams ahead of us. It's gonna be ours to lose. We're gonna see what this season holds. But week 0, man, we already seen some of the mighty fallen. FSU last year, coming off an undefeated season, complaining about not making the college football playoffs. Coach Norval out there trying to do his thing. A bunch of transfers. Me personally, I wasn't really sure about this year's team. I know they had DJ Ukulele. He transferred from, I think, Clemson. That's where he was last year. No, he was at Ohio State and Clemson. God damn, he transferred like 3 times already, bro. He should have stayed at Ohio State or Oregon State, excuse me. But I think he might have left Oregon State because of the conference change, their conference realignment. He probably would have stayed if they didn't. Like Oregon State wanted to stay in the Pac-12, Washington State and Oregon State wanted to stay in the Pac-12 and be the only 2 teams there. And that probably caused his transfer over to Florida State, but it's not starting off too well. They lost to an unranked Georgia Tech team over there in Ireland, 24-21 on the last second field goal by the kicker. That's embarrassing, bro. All that shit you always talking about, we should have been in the playoffs. We were dope enough. We were undefeated. Our team is more than talented enough. All the transfers they got from Alabama on the offensive side of the ball, it's like we expect them to come out a bang and show improve. People was hating on them last year and stuff like that, but I just feel like now they're not going to be. There's no way they can still be ranked, even though they lost the game, only 1 game. There's no way you lose to an unranked Georgia Tech team and you're still in the top 25. 25 maybe, but there's no way. Week 0 is supposed to be where you play teams that are just doormats. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not to take away anything from the program because they did win. Georgia Tech isn't always a doormat. And it's a fellow ACC team, Florida State versus Georgia Tech. So it wasn't a typical week 0 game, but not like that, bro. The game was too close to begin with. Georgia Tech was able to run up and down the field. It was raining, so maybe that did take away a lot from what DJ Ukulele was able to do, like through the air. And the running game wasn't, when it came to the offensive line and the running game, maybe that was a wash for Georgia Tech and Florida State, but it shouldn't be. If you're Florida State, I mean, I get it. You're not in the SEC or Big Ten, but you should be able to have linemen. You should be able to have linebackers, defensive linemen that can shut down at a high level. That should be able to shut down Georgia Tech. You know what I mean? That's a little wild. Oregon, we play Idaho week 0. I don't know if it's week 0. I guess it's week 1 for us since week 0 is for teams that played this week. But we play Idaho. I think we'll do well. Me personally, again, I cannot say what the score is going to be because we have a lot of new players, bro. A lot of new players. People be like, oh, Oregon, like, yeah, we're supposed to cut. Bruh. It doesn't make sense how many new players we have. We have I think we have new safeties. We have new corners. We have a new quarterback, a new starting receiver, a new transfer running back. Like all these people, like a lot of the familiarity we have are in our running back field, our 2 tackles, middle linebacker. We got a bunch of new defensive linemen. Derek Harmon from Michigan State. We know about Birch. We know about Mateo Ukulele coming into his sophomore year. Cardwell. We've been not drafting. We've been recruiting crazy in the D line. I can't even keep up from last year and this year and last year. The 4 and 5 star people we got in the defensive and offensive line has just been nuts. So I'm excited to see what we have. I hope we don't, embarrass Idaho so much to where we pull everybody and we don't really get to see anything with the team. I mean, I wouldn't mind seeing them put 53 up, but if they can do it throughout the game and not do it so fast, that would be nice because I would love to see week 0 play. It's going to be the week for me to really get to see what these other teams got, man. Because I've heard a lot, man. The turnover is crazy, and you hear these experts talk so highly about these teams. The transfer portal is crazy. People going to different places. It's funny to me how people think Georgia is still number 1 and Ohio State's still number 2. I mean, I get it. Their recruiting classes are always epic. They do get guys. They do have, the receiving core for Ohio State, the running back from Ohio State are all going to be pretty dope. The quarterback, Carson Beck from Georgia, I mean, he played last year. They didn't win the national championship last year. No, because it was Michigan. So, yeah, Carson Beck's first year, They lost. They lost 2 games, I think. Georgia lost 2 games last year, and Carson Beck's supposed to be that guy. And then you have Ohio State. Who's their quarterback? Is it Will Howard? And you're just going off the hype of Chip Kelly going over there and just being the offensive coordinator that they're just gonna hit on all cylinders. I get it. Their receivers, they have talent. They have immense talent, and the running back. So if you get them the ball in space, they can do shit with it. And they always have D linemen. Maybe I'm underselling Ohio State a lot, but we're gonna see. We're gonna play them hopefully twice. You know what I mean? Michigan, they kind of fell off. They may still get in trouble for the scandals. Um, but Alabama, they have Coach DeBoer from Washington, though he did beat us twice last year. I just feel like him going to Bama is going to be a culture change for him. They lost a lot of people in the transfer portal after Nick Saban left, so they're still trying to build up their reputation to be in that team again. So we're gonna see, man. I'm just not really confident this year. I'm really gonna have to see. I've been playing college football a lot, so I know a lot of the rosters now. Tennessee is going to be a problem. Texas, of course, is always going to be a problem. But again, Ewers, I've seen him be in some games. You know what I'm saying? And me personally, Dylan Gabriel, I saw him play at Oklahoma a couple of games. I know he almost won the Heisman, but I was more super hyper focused on Beau and the Ducks. So I've been hearing good things about Gabriel. I know he idolizes Marcus Mariota, so I like to hear that. He looks like a good guy, and hopefully he can continue his success from last year and just keep our team on track. You know what I'm saying? It's his first year here, so I cannot just go out and expect him to be amazing. But he is one of these guys that have been playing for about 4 or 5 years. So I think he may have had that experience. I think he spent enough time with Will Stein and our offensive coordinator. So I think he's gonna be ready to go. We got Jordan James coming back, Noah Winnington coming back. Those two are a 1-2 punch. Jay Harris, Jaden Linder. The running back stable is gonna be crazy. You already know what's going on with the receivers. Evan Stewart, you got Tez Johnson, Jerryon Dickey, Trayshawn Holden. Just those are the top four, and the receiver room is deep. Is just really deep. Offensive lineman, we got Cornelius and Connerly holding it down on the tackle spot, which is the most important. But the inside, we're drafting great at line. Dan Lanning knows how to draft his linemen, and Muhammad at corner. Hopefully, Jalil Florence can come back. Kobe Savage back there with Tyson Johnson. Uh, Jeffrey Boss at linebacker, running it around. Hopefully, Justin Jacobs can get on the field because I heard he was a hitter. I don't know who the other middle linebacker is though. But it's probably gonna be rotation. The only person that's probably gonna be all the time on the field all the time for the linebackers is um Basa, other than like the outside linebackers. But yeah, I'm excited for it. More excited for fantasy football in the NFL to come. Last couple preseason games were this week. It's cool. I mean, this preseason is kind of weird though. A lot of teams are preferring not to play their players at all. So there is some weird spots to it. So like some players on teams we haven't seen at all, but then we have Blocky burping. We still have some teams, like the Bucks played Baker Mayfield one drive last game. I think for the Falcons, you didn't even see Michael Penix after the first game. After that is all backups to the backups. You didn't see Kirk Cousins at all. It's just like some people play their starters, some people don't. Some people believe that if you play your starters for at least a quarter, a half, they'll be ready for when the actual games start. Some people feel like if they play their starters at all, they're at risk of getting hurt. And if they get hurt, the season's over. So it's been interesting this year seeing the kind of juxtaposition to see which approach each coach was taking. Me personally, if I can talk about the Bucks for a second, I'm liking what we see. What I see anyways. Chris Braswell holding it down from the outside linebacker spot out of Bama. He got himself a couple of pressures and sacks. Got last game against Miami. I'm feeling what I'm seeing from Bucky Irvin, of course. Bucky's out there doing what he was doing at Oregon, making people miss. He's small, but he can run the ball between the tackles. He can catch the ball. And when he gets in the space, watch out. I'm liking what I see from Sean Tucker as well. Last year we drafted him. He was supposed to be a guy that was supposed to come in and show what he got. Small guy, shifty, was doing all this. I think he went to Toledo or some small school like that, but was able to get some looks. And when he did get on the team last year. You got hurt. So the backup spot went to Chase Edmonds, but Chase Edmonds is always hurt. So it's looking like Bucky Irvin's going to be the backup, followed by Sean Tucker. And of course, Rachaad White is the starter there. So I'm loving what Rachaad White is showing. It's not Connor Barth. Is what's it? Graham Barton. Yeah, he's looking good. Our center, he's got named starting center. So I don't know who the hell's gonna be our left guard, but our left tackle, of course, is Tristan Wirfs, just signed a new contract. Right tackle is Luke Gadecki. Cody Malk is our right guard. And I think I forgot who's going to play our left guard. I think it's the guy we got from the Giants in free agency. But they're looking good, man. Last year we had one of the worst rushing football teams in the league, but with the addition of our lineman, our center, and some of the additions in the offseason, we're able to move the ball. I think Rachaad White was averaging 4 yards a carry in the preseason. Bucky Irvin averaging 4 yards. Sean Tucker getting big plays, and they're moving people, and that's what we need to see. We need to see the holes open up because we have talented running backs. People are hating on Rachaad White. If they watch Rachaad White's tape at Arizona State and just saw what he's able to do, he had a lot of Le'Veon Bell in him and a lot of Le'Veon Bell attributes when he was out there playing. So to see him now be able to do his thing and kind of like get out on the field, it's really cool. It's really cool to see. Jalen McMillan in the receiving core. People are thinking Chris Godwin is going to get taken out, but traded this year due to his contract, and he wants to get extended. We just extended Mike Evans to make him like a lifer with the Bucks. But we think there's not going to be enough money to give Chris Godwin, especially with the drafting of McMillan. They think that he's expendable, but I think that Chris Godwin should be a lifer too. Honestly, me personally, he may not be able to, but I hope we do everything in our power. Since we already signed Antoine, we already signed Levante, we already signed Mike, we already signed Tristan Wirfs. Like, who else do we need to give big money to? You know what I mean? Just re-up with Chris, and then do whatever you need to do with everybody else and keep drafting well, and we'll be straight. We just signed Money McLaughlin back. So sign Chris and stop playing so we can have the best fucking receiving core in the league for years to come. And even though people hate on us and don't think we have a good receiving core, I would like for you to find two better receivers overall than Mike Evans and Chris Godwin in a receiving core. If you try to say Waddle and Tyreek, put Waddle against Tyreek. Line them up. Line them up. See who's better. I know who's faster, but if you're going to tell me that Jalen Waddle is a better receiver than Chris Godwin, I wouldn't say it. I mean, in production-wise, maybe. But does he have a Super Bowl? Oh, my bad. Did he win the bowl? Was he that useful? I know Tom Brady loved him. That's just me. Maybe it's me being biased. But Mike Evans is already super underrated. I'll take him over anybody. Me personally, being a Buccaneers fan, I would take Mike Evans over anybody. Not in fantasy, but I'm taking my guy. I know what he can do. I just know the quarterbacks that we've had over the years that weren't able to give him the opportunity that these other guys were able to get. You know what I'm saying? The young guys, the Jamar Chases, the Justin Jeffersons, when they got drafted, the only thing to do was throw him the ball. Throw Justin Jefferson the ball. Throw Jamar Chase the ball. Jamar Chase playing with his quarterback that he played with in college. Tyreek Hill played with Patrick Mahomes. Like, come on now. I get it. The production, Mike Evans' production speaks for itself, so you can't really bet against that. I think a lot of the casuals are just going by the eye test. Mike Evans had 13 touchdowns last year. Okay, CeeDee Lamb. Let's talk about him. Let's talk about the 100,000 targets he gets a game. Does Mike Evans get those targets? I mean, he doesn't do in space what CeeDee Lamb can do. I'll give him that. CeeDee Lamb doesn't even want to play on the team right now. We never have to deal with that with Mike Evans. Haters gonna hate. You can say what you want to say. But did your favorite receiver in the league right now win a Super Bowl? If you're not the Rams, I don't want to hear it. I know nobody's favorite receiver is on the Chiefs. So, okay, Derek, Kenny, you can say stuff about Cooper Kupp. You can say Cooper Kupp. Puka Nacua, no Super Bowl. So I can hear it, but I'm not going to accept it. Unless your favorite player, your favorite receiver won a Super Bowl and putting up stats. I don't want to hear it, bro. Everything else is null and void. You're just talking shit at this point. It makes me so angry. I'm sorry. I have to go on a rant right now because motherfuckers is out here throwing dirt on my nigga Mike Evans' name. I remember it being in Vegas and somebody asking me, is Mike Evans even that good? Bro, that shit still irks me to this day. Is Mike even what? Oh my God. He's better than all these niggas you think is good. I tell you that. Amon-Ra St. Brown. What the fuck? What are you guys talking about, bro? Amon-Ra St. Brown can't even fucking sniff motherfucking Mike Evans' boots, bro. I give you 3 receivers, and it's just because they're younger. If Mike Evans was the age they was right now, he'll give them work. And I'll give Devontae. So I'll go. That I can say definitively maybe better. And Devontae, that's a hometown bias as well. I like how he routes it, and he's of the age that's up there with Mike Evans. Just doesn't have the Super Bowls, and he played with Aaron Rodgers. That's fine, but you feel me? I'm trying to find it. I'm trying to find Tyreek Hill won the Super Bowl, and he gets off. In the Tyreek Hill, I'll give Tyreek Hill better than Mike Evans, just because one, the size Tyreek Hill is that he's doing all this shit at. Mike Evans is 6'5", so he has the advantage of being taller than everybody, can win jump ball situations. Tyreek Hill is doing all this shit, being like 5'9", just hella fast, routing everybody up, making contested catches, taking hits. Okay, I'll give you that one. I'm not ready to say Jamar Chase. Justin Jefferson's been doing crazy shit. He's been doing wild shit with arguably not good quarterback. So he is kind of on that level of Mike Evans, what he was doing, but I don't think Justin Jefferson's ever going to win a Super Bowl. Hot take, but so my list of receivers that me personally, that I'm going to put definitively better if all the playing fields were even, everything was even, I'm doing Tyreek Hill and Devontae. Only 2 receivers I think personally better than Mike Evans. You can say what you want for fantasy. You can say what you want as far as yards right now. Like I would say last year could have been juice. I'm saying last year was definitely juice because I'm saying they force-fed CD the ball. Again, Tyreek Hill's up on that list for me. Devontae has no quarterback. Just the way he routes people up, just the kind of recognition he gets around the league. People that know what they're watching, know what's going on, just know he's in a bad situation. Everybody else is in the prime situation. Again, Jamar Chase, prime situation. Who else? Amon-Ra St. Brown. I think there's going to be some fall off on that. Justin Jefferson, good, but again, he's a close. Okay, so for Justin Jefferson, like I said, I'm struggling with Justin Jefferson because I think I would put him maybe at a 3A in Mike Evans 3B, just because I know he can go get it, and it's like the similar situation. He's a young buck who's doing the same shit Mike Evans is doing as far as getting out the mud with a quarterback that's not really that good for as long as he can to putting up numbers. That reminds me of Mike Evans when he was younger. You know what I mean? The rules have changed since Mike Evans has been in the league, to make it a little bit easier for receivers to get numbers. They added a game. So, you know what I mean? I give Justin Jefferson that too. And he's more of a young buck. You know what I'm saying? The way he can get open, the way he can create that separation, I think I give that advantage to him. But Mike Evans is 31. I think Justin Jefferson's like 20, 25, 26, 24. So I just give him that. So and it's really, really close for me. And that, again, that's the best of bias. It's my bias, but I'm only putting Rick Devontae and Justin Jefferson slightly ahead of Mike Evans. Everybody else, neutral playing field. Nobody else got it. CeeDee Lamb is close to, but I still don't feel like CeeDee Lamb is outdoing Mike Evans to the max. CeeDee Lamb is kind of like, if he was faster, he'd be like a bigger Tyreek, just for the fact that in space he's a problem. But I feel like, kind of personally, if everything's not going his way, CeeDee Lamb could be taken out of a game. Mike Evans too, because this has been happening to him for the Saints, but I don't ever feel like Mike Evans gets force-fed the ball like CeeDee Lamb would. It just doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. Except for when Tom Brady was there. And when Tom Brady was there, we won a Super Bowl. You know what I mean? So Baker Mayfield kind of force feeds Mike Evans, but sometimes he kind of goes away from him in spots where he needs to go to him. It's only been 1 year. It was last year when it happened, but hopefully this year he's able to get that force feed like a lot of these other receivers are, and they're able to do some things, man. But all these rookie quarterbacks out here, you know what I'm saying, doing their thing. Jaden Daniels, I talked a little bit about last week. Caleb Williams, Bo Nix winning the starting job. Jaden Daniels winning the starting job in Washington. Of course, Caleb winning the starting job in Chicago. Yeah, all these rookie quarterbacks are kind of like making a name for themselves. I'm really proud of Bo Nix, of course, what he's doing out there with Sean Payton, bringing our system, that not really system, but like the approach to the new system that he's learning, bringing that experience he had from Auburn and Oregon to the Broncos, and kind of helping him get acclimated and showing out in preseason. He's doing crazy. I think he had the best quarterback QBR in the preseason. So he's going off. Last game, Baker Mayfield went 4 for 4 in a touchdown. But hey, I don't know. But it's looking good. Preseason's looking good. A lot of these teams, a lot of these players that got drafted early, we're actually getting our first look at them. And it's leading to a lot of fantasy football talk, which I'm really, really ready for. Best of Bias Invitational 2024 is fully set. Thank you guys for joining the league. I'm so happy you guys are in here now. Football starts, I want to say September 9th is the first game. So this week and this next weekend is going to be all about fantasy drafts and kind of getting everything ready, watching a little bit of college. But it's fantasy football time. Everybody's ready. Everybody's trying to take my belt from me. I'm not going to grab the belt. I was holding the belt last week and showing y'all what it was. But this season, $900 again is on the line. A fantasy football, real fantasy football belt is on the line. It's just a lot on the line this year. I was trying to talk y'all up and let y'all get on the pod to talk y'all shit last year. I was trying, man. I was my ups and downs. I was letting the pod know what was really good. But this time I'm documenting it again. We're having the draft August 31st. All the guys is coming through via, well, they're either coming to the house or they're going to be on Zoom. What I'm going to try to do is I'm going to try to record the live draft and go live on YouTube. So you guys can actually see us drafting. You can see in real time what's going on. If you want to join in and type in and all that shit down there at the bottom, go ahead and do so. But we're going to be out here, man. We're going to be getting it big, doing it in, I don't know, pause, because I don't even know what none of that meant. And just trying to win again, man. Last year I won the money. So I basically just bought the belt for myself. But if somebody else wins next year at the draft, I'll hand it off, but that ain't happening. Everybody's threatening my throne, but they don't know, man. They don't know I do this shit, man. This and beer pong, two of the things that I feel like confidently I can say I can win in any time. You know what I'm saying? If you challenge me to one of these two things, there's an 80% possibility that you're gonna lose. You know what I'm saying? First round this year, it don't matter where I pick. I mean, if I pick in the back of the first, you already know what's going on, but the first 5 are kind of already kind of automatic. I know nobody's going to listen to this before it actually, the draft comes. I'm testing y'all right now. If anybody in the league is actually listening to this, you may be able to know my strategy, but if you're not listening, hey, you should be listening anyways. But this is what I'm going to do. If I get the number 1 pick, of course I'm picking CMC, no question. Kind of have to. It's like, you're a dummy if you don't. The variance is just, there's no variance. It's like he's going to do great for you, double-digit points every week. PPR is nuts. Number 2 pick, if I get that pick, I would go Tyreek, for sure. Number 3 pick, I'd go CD. Number 4 pick, if I had the number 4 pick, I'd think hard between Breece Hall and Jamar Chase. Number 4 pick. Number 5 pick, I'd probably pick Breece Hall. Number 6 pick, if everybody went receivers, yeah. 5 pick, I go Breece Hall. 6 pick, I probably do Breece Hall too. Number 7, Breece Hall is probably going to be gone. So if we have Jamar Chase at number 7, I'll take Jamar Chase or Bijan. If Bijan goes number 6, then I definitely take Jamar Chase. But once you get past number 7, it's kind of like you get to this dead zone of, okay, you have Jamar Chase is going. Then you have Amon-Ra St. Brown. I'm not really the biggest fan of Amon-Ra St. Brown as far as you. He went to USC too, so the last segment you can kind of see how I felt about him. But he's still a top pick in the first round. Then you have AJ Brown, Saquon Barkley, Garrett Wilson, like all these kind of guys. But if you're picking towards the back round, you also have the fact that you can double up on anybody that's in the second round quite early. And after the second round, well, second, third round, a lot of the high-end talent drops off. So it's really going to depend on how you draft. If you want to go hero RB first round, then grab that running back, there's only really 2 or 3 running backs that you can probably really take in the first round confidently. If not, you probably should just go receiver and then try to go with the second round running backs that are everybody's taking in the second round. The Henrys of the world, again, maybe freaking Saquon Barkley, Pacheco, Travis Etienne. So a lot of those people, it's just that if you do not go hero running back first round and you miss out on one of those running backs second round, it kind of just drops off immensely. So let me not give out too much sauce, but that's just how I look at the first 2 rounds, and that's how I'm picking. You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna let the draft fall to me as it may. We're going again for the draft party. As you enter the party, you grab ping pong balls. The ping pong ball will have your number on it where you're picking in the draft, and then we just go ahead and pick from there. People that are coming in via Zoom, you guys are just having leftover balls. Everybody that comes to the party will pick their balls first, and whatever balls are left over, we'll pick an order for you guys, and then that's what number you guys get in the draft. I think it'll be 4 or 5 people in the draft, so or via Zoom. So there's going to be a couple of people that just get their numbers picked for them. But earliest person to the party gets to pick their number first and get to strategize. And so I advise you get here on the 31st if you come in person and be ready for some shit talking. Get ready for some side betting. Get ready for some beer pong and get ready for some good food. Potluck form. Even if you're not playing fantasy football and you're part of the Best of Bias family, you know how I get down. You know me. I'll see you there. Come through. Hit me on the side. I'll give you the address and we can party up. But it's time, man. It's time, man. This is my time of the year, bro. I got some trips coming up that I need financing. So just give me my money. Oh, wait. I said, just give me my money. Woo! You feel me? Bring it all. We're, $100 buy-in. You already know what it is. Third place gets their money back. I think second place gets about $250, but the big 900 something is what I need. 925, whatever it is, bro. Bring it to me. Because it is the time to be here. You feel me? Fantasy football, I can't wait. And football season starting the week after that. So, you know what I'm saying? We'll have some side football, college football games on too, so y'all can get y'all fix on that. Got college football, got the PlayStation ready and the Xbox. But if y'all ready to play some games, come through. It's going to be a good time, man. I do this every year. This is actually my 3rd year of the draft. So, Best of Bias Invitational 2024 is in full effect. So, love y'all. Can't wait to see y'all. And like I said, it's been a good group of guys. We've rotated out a couple of every other year because of some situations, but it's all love. They can come back anytime. 12-team league, PPR. 1 quarterback, 2 running back, 2 receivers, 1 tight end, 1 flex that could be a tight end. No super flex shit. I don't like the people that do that super flex shit. That super flex shit is stupid, bro. 2 quarterbacks. That's nuts. Sorry, I had to sip some of my energy juice. But yeah, it should be really interesting. And by the way, speaking of NFL, Mr. Darrell Doucette, the flag football guy, the U.S. flag football guy, says that he would be a better quarterback in flag football than Patrick Mahomes. He's better than Patrick Mahomes in flag football because he has better IQ. Okay, IQ, I get it. I mean, maybe in flag football, you have better IQ now. But I feel like it would only take Patrick Mahomes, Lamar Jackson, maybe 10 minutes to learn the rules and study a flag football playbook to where they can just get a team together and get it rocking. I've seen highlights of Mr. Doucette throwing the football. I got homies in Sunnyvale that'll beat y'all, bro. I got homies shout out Dennis, shout out everybody in Sunnyvale that be playing that flag football still. Holler at those boys, man. Tell them to stop talking stupid because y'all can take their spots. Y'all should be on the U.S. team. I see y'all out there playing. Kyrie, I see y'all out there playing. Go try for that USA flag football team, man, because y'all can give them a run for their money. They talking shit on our NFL players. Some of us out here were actual athletes trying to play football in the NFL, didn't make it out there, so they playing flag football and out there really doing it, getting out the mud. I don't know what the qualifications are, so I don't really want to talk down on the USA guys that are actually out there playing. But for them to say, or for him to say, I don't want to put that on everybody in the league, but for him to say that these NFL players couldn't come out there and actually play football with them is nuts. That is nuts, bro. It's flag football. You have kids can just go out there and be better than you at flag football, just going playing recreationally. Maybe you got the shake 'ems, you know how to do the throwback passes, you know what I'm saying? But give me a good DB. I get it, you guys are shifty and can move and move. Pulling a flag is one thing, but playing a football in flag football, it's not much going to where, oh, I'm gonna get hit while I'm throwing the ball. I don't know. Nobody's gonna be scared of that contact to jump in front of these guys and intercept the ball. Again, they may be shifty and run routes that are not in a traditional route tree, but for him to say that he would sauce up Patrick Mahomes is throwing it behind his back. That throw that this man made on Instagram, it looked like he was throwing with his left hand. You know, you throw with your opposite hand when it's your it was that ugly. And that DB that was covering the guy that caught the touchdown pass looked ass, bro. You tell me you don't remember playing touch football in middle school and just being a safety, just wanting to be the safety because you could hawk anything down that comes your way. You don't want to be a defensive lineman. You don't want to be a linebacker because that's too much space. They running through the zone doing a bunch of bullshit. Nah, bro. Patrick Mahomes is throwing 70 yards to Tyreek Hill over everybody's heads. You can't pull a flag while you're getting routed up. You're gonna get routed up by every receiver in the NFL. Ain't not one flag football DB is stopping a receiver from the NFL. You can't pull the flag before you catch the ball. So what's to stop from somebody throwing a bomb to the end zone to an A.J. Brown and him catching the ball over you in the end zone? A 70-yard bomb from Patrick Mahomes. How are you going to stop that just because you play flag football? You can't. You're not more athletic. You're not. I get it if you hand the ball off in the backfield, you have like a 5'7" shifty ass motherfucker that can just and you can't pull his flag. That's one thing. But for a quarterback, you have to count Mississippi's before you can go out there and get the quarterback's flag. You think Patrick Mahomes can't do that? Lamar Jackson can't. Kyler Murray can't do that. That is crazy. I think he just kind of wanted to play on that Noah Lyles hype and kind of beef with that he was beefing with the NBA and got kind of notoriety out of it. I think that's what this guy. What's his name again? Young Duchette, Daryl Duche. I feel it, man. I feel it. Do you, brother? I'm not hating because I know I can't get out there with my 33-year-old knees and do any kind of flag football. You know what I'm saying? So, I am hating from the couch, but for you to go out there and just be like standing on business and saying definitively, and for a whole bunch of sports pundits, James Jones, you from San Jose too, man. You can't be saying shit like that, sounding crazy, saying that it's a whole different sport. You think the DBs and they would get cooked in flag football, bro. This ain't Jake Paul coming to boxing, bro. It's different. It's different. It's not. I can't even believe. Me personally, I can't even believe people are saying this kind of crazy shit. I get it. Maybe you can throw the ball backwards like fucking NFL Blitz or NFL Street or shit like that. But what differences? What like what's the difference between flag football and you playing football in shimmels and you guys going thud? You can't really run through somebody, but you're supposed to juke them so you're not getting touched so they can't stop the down. Man, I don't know. Now, not the more older, I was going to say something crazy. The older I get, the more and more I just realize these media heads have been saying shit just to say shit on these TV shows for years because, bruh, you don't have to have an input on everything. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to be a difference. Like, just to go out to say something to be different. You know what I'm saying? James Jones, you're wrong. Ocho Cinco, you be joking a lot. I mean, and I'm sure you've delved in the type of receiver you are. You can vouch for how it is out there on the flag football field. I love to hear your opinion on it, but I know with all seriousness in his heart that he don't believe that none of these NFL players can go out there and play flag football better than some of the players that are out there on the U.S. team. And I feel like they're good because if they're playing only U.S. teams or countries, how many other countries play fucking football? Of course, it's easy to be the best in a small pond. It's like, okay, maybe there's a league in the US where they play all the best players in the country in flag football, which I understand is probably how they qualify to be on the USA team. But it's like, if it's not a league to the talent of the NFL, that it's like the ultimate super duper flag football people of the world, it's just kind of hard to see because I don't see Japan. I did see America get beat by Japan terribly in regular football. Yeah, I saw that happen, but flag, I don't know, man. And that it looks like they've medaled before or won competitions before for the USA, but it's like it's flag football, bro. It's like okay, it's like saying, oh, if you're in the army, you wouldn't be able to win capture the flag because it's a different strategy. Or if you're like a mercenary, you wouldn't be able to be good at capture the flag because it's a whole different way of capturing an asset. Like what the fuck? Like what? I don't dodgeball like just because you're good. I'm better I'm better in gunfights because I can dodgeballs and dodgeballs, so you would never be able to. Yeah, I don't know. I'm going too far now, but the motherfuckers is tripping, bro. People are going viral and getting famous off the worst. It has to be some kind of algorithm, some kind of plant shit that gets shit popping because there's no way this man should be getting famous off of hot takes like that. I can make a hot take. Um, I'm better at podcasting than Joe Budden. Ha ha ha. Let me get a whole bunch of notoriety for saying something stupid and now I'm famous. Like, what? Come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? I get it. I get the sentiment. Believe in yourself as much as possible, but you didn't have to go there. You brought this to the table. I don't think anybody, I mean, there was people mentioning if flag football made it Olympics in LA that the NFL players should play. But realistically, a lot of some of this media heads made a good point because or I think it was Shannon, because during the Olympics, it's like during preseason of or training camp and off season of football. So realistically, no sports franchise would let their player go to the Olympics and have the possibility of getting hurt right before the season starts is stupid, especially paying these players millions of dollars. So I think their jobs are safe unless they start accepting retired football players into flag football for 2028. If Colin Kaepernick want to go out there and do some shit, if he can do it, you know what I'm saying? He might win that spot. But I think you're safe, player. Just don't try to bite no liars. We don't need the negativity. Let us American athletes, not us American athletes. Why can't you guys American athletes just be together? Show togetherness. Stop beefing with each other. I'm sure they ain't doing that in China and Russia. You know where they winning all the gold. Well, China. I mean Russia. They be cheating and shit. I think they weren't even at the Olympics. I don't think. But yeah, it's just wild. It's just wild. People be saying shit just to get notoriety. I guess that's what it is nowadays. It's what I do too. I guess, but. Let's move on to pop culture. Not much in pop culture this week, but I just wanted to talk about we talked about Sexy Red before. We talked about with Chelsea and Damo to the fact that we thought maybe she's an industry plant, maybe there's some shit going on that we weren't sure about, like maybe they're using her to troll us, to highlight the negative stereotypes of Black culture and just to popularize it in a whole bunch of white spaces just to make fun of us. I don't know what it is, but I kind of started to feel like, oh, maybe I'm going too hard. Maybe she's just trying to make her money and she don't care what length she goes to provide for herself and her family. She just being herself type shit. Maybe I should back off a little bit. But after hearing this goddamn marketing ploy that she's trying to do now, man, she's coming out with a beauty product line called Northside Princess. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. That's perfectly fine. Keep diversitizing, make money in different outlets. Make that money, girl. I'm not tripping off that. But okay, then we get to the names of the product. I think they're all like lip glosses type of thing, lipstick, lip gloss type of deal. The names of the colors: yellow discharge, nut, gonorrhea, booty hole brown, sex on my period. It's really, really, really interesting to me how this is okay. Who firstly is gonna buy or put something on your lips called gonorrhea or yellow discharge? Booty hole brown, I get it because it's a part of her song. The booty hole brown. Yeah, everybody knows that part of the song. Pussy pink, booty hole brown type shit. You know what I'm saying? I think, yeah, yeah. It's just weird. It's just weird. I think there's one more. one more color that I missed, but I don't know, man. It just gets worse, man. Like, who the fuck is this marketed to? If it's marketed to grown-ups, grown people, who the fuck is gonna put something on their lips called gonorrhea, yellow discharge, booty hole brown, sex on my period? Excuse me, I'm assuming that's red. Um, it's just wild. I get it. Like I said, I get it. I get her character, but at some point it has to stop, bro. Like she is influencing a lot of people. The songs that she puts out are reaching a lot of women ages from fucking 3 years old to 55, 60, 70 years old. I mean, she's everywhere with her music now, so everybody's hearing it. I just think it's a bad influence, man. I can't, again, I was trying to move past it and just kind of give her the benefit of the doubt. Let this girl cook, let her do her thing. But the more and more she does, the more and more I just hate it. I hate it. You know what I'm saying? God bless her as a person. It's just I don't like the marketing, bro. It's like kids are gonna see the shit no matter what. They idolize their parents, they idolize their moms, they idolize their sisters, cousins. They see them dancing and singing a sexy red song. They see the products coming out. Kids and hype beastness is so big right now. You're gonna see a whole bunch of teenage girls with these flavors, with this pack, talking about gonorrhea, yellow discharge. Like the music is one thing. The pictures are another thing. Sexually suggestive, like right when she had her baby, she was grabbing her vagina, like the sex tapes, the all that shit. Okay, like, and she's still getting nationally sponsored deals. It's crazy. It's not only does it seem like it's a plant, it also looks like it's a slap in the face to everybody else in the industry. It's like you can work as hard as you want to make it in the industry, but we're gonna go with some shit that we think is funny that'll get a lot of views over its just the controversy of it. Like, bruh, the music she puts out, she doesn't. I mean, I'm assuming she doesn't write her own raps, but even if she does, it sounds like they're not the greatest of all time. And like, I don't want to turn this into a bash session. I really don't. But it's kind of upsetting, man. It just seems like once we dip our toes in the dislike and we mention anything about it, it's like we're demeaning her. But at the same time, it's like, fuck, it's getting worse. We're going down a rabbit hole at this point. How far are we gonna let it go before it's like, okay, we need to just tune this out and stop popularizing it? It's terrible. It's terrible. Sex on my like, bro, how did they even okay this? How did they even okay this? Hopefully, it's just a line that she just making herself that didn't have to go through any major companies to get made. Because if a major company has made this shit and just let her put it out, it's just they have to be liable as well, bro. Do they not care about our youth to the point? Like, I say youth because adults have a choice of whether to buy the product or not. The kids can't buy it. If they have money, they will buy it just because of the fact that the music, the dance, like it's so popular to people. If you know Sexy Red, you know her music, you're popular, you're cool. Like, it's just so bothersome. I know. Why is a grown man getting mad about what this young lady is doing? Like, you should stay in your lane and mind your business. But it's, bro, really, if you think that way, I'm gonna give you a brief second to think about it. Think about yourself. If you have that aspect, you have the idea that you can just do what you want and you should support black business, support this black woman no matter what, bro. She can be the character she's already there. She's Sexy Red. I feel like she reached the pinnacle of weird shit she can do. She doesn't have to go above and beyond to find weirder shit to do. This isn't The Boys. You know what I'm saying? This isn't The Boys season 4 or 5. You know what I'm saying? You ain't got to try to find a way to outdo yourself of what you did before to stay relevant. You know what I mean? Put out the music. If people fuck with your music, just keep doing that. You know what I'm saying? Don't find ways to make fighting in the airport. Like, how? If any other person had any of these troubles that she was having, they would no longer have a deal, would no longer be getting pushed in front of everybody like they always do. It's crazy. It's crazy. They're getting shout out Sexy Red. I don't want to. Well, I guess I already went there and kind of, just hated on her as a person. But it's like the shit that she's bringing to. I'm all about it, man. Just go ahead and go hard, rap your songs, talk about your shit. But I just feel like you shouldn't be talking about shit that just kind of like, I don't know. Because then if you look about it, male rappers do the same shit. So it's kind of ironic for me to say, okay, rap about shit that kind of degrades the community. But fuck. Booty hole brown. Gonorrhea, yellow discharge, sex on my period, nuts. Why? This is such a conundrum, man. But I'm just gonna move on because I don't really have anything nice to say. I'm trying to find a way to wrap it up and be like, hey, Sexy Red, keep doing you and everything you represent. Sometimes making it from the bottom, self-made. I don't know how self-made. I'm not too sure anymore because like me, even Drake, you make good music. Why the fuck are you like? What do you what do you see in Sexy Red that makes you think that he's like you? No, no, no. Maybe it's just how hot she was at the time. Drake saw the opportunity. Was like, let me get a couple of songs out and make a couple of dollars in the meantime. Help her out, but I'll make some money too. But there's there's no way he's like, okay, this shit is dope. There's no way this shit is dope. There's no way he's like, oh, if my son was an adult, this is the type of girl I want my son to date. I can't even imagine what Drake's mom thinks about him being around. I know she has something to say, but it's just no way. Me personally, I don't know how any white people are able to be like, oh, Sexy Red. She's like the epitome of what white people be hating. I don't know. It's so interesting. You see her with country stars, you see her with everything. But hey, fuck it. Shouts out to you, Sexy Red. I'll drink some red juice in your honor. Um, Moving on. Shout out you, girl. Season 40 of the challenge, bruh. Have y'all been watching? We almost in cinema corner at this point. But yeah, um, season 40, crazy, bruh. This is gonna be one of the better seasons of the challenge. I'm already knowing. I'm already kind of realizing from the fact that we got all our favorite members. Four different eras of challenge: era one, two, three, four. Era one being like the Marks of the world, CTs of the world, Rachel's, all the older people that were there when Road Rules and Real Worlds were kind of merged. Then you have like era two, Johnny Bananas, Cara, Laurel, all those guys. Then you have era three, Corey, Devin, Tori, Jordan, Leroy, and then this is the name a few. And then the series or the what was it? Era four, where all the kind of newer people that kind of merged over from Big Brother, Survivor, and all that shit. So you got the Michelles of the world, Eurese's, Horatio's, Kylan's, Olivia, all those people. So it's interesting. So they're all against each other, but they're against each other as far as eras go, and they're against each other's within the eras because it looks like a lot of the eliminations are going to take place within eras. You know what I mean? So you're competing to win for your era, but if your era loses, you have to put somebody in elimination to go home. At least that's how it was in the first one. They actually started with hella people, and then they had eliminations for everybody in the first one. A lot of the times now, when you have a lot of characters on the challenge, when they show you the characters all together, the first thing they're gonna start a challenge right away and start eliminating people. I get it. A lot of people on the fucking show, Josh, like a lot of people that are on the show that you forget are there because Darrell, like you don't hear from them. It's impossible to get to so many different storylines with 50 people in the house. So I understand why they had to eliminate so many people on the first episode. Well, they made it 2 episodes, but it was the first challenging episode. Yeah, MTV. This one's not on CBS. I don't know why they do that. They make the Challenge USA and Challenge All Stars on CBS and Paramount Plus, but anything just regular challenge related, it's always on MTV. But it is on MTV. Again, the first episode was all the eras, us meeting and getting to see everybody again. Era one, Tina, freaking, we get this, who's back for era two? We have Anissa back, of course. Era three, we also have, um, uh, what's her name? Why am I drawing a blank for her name? Not Nerys. What's her fucking name? Anyways, the one that was punching Aubrey in the face. But anyways, yeah, it's a good show so far. Again, it was cool in the first episode. It was just a challenge. I'm starting to get tired of how much they implement Survivor into the challenge now that they merged, or Viacom started getting more involved with merging Survivor and challenge. Because all these goddamn puzzles, like, bro, just do the physical shit. I mean, I get it. Row your boat over to the thing. It's like, it's 50 people going to gather 10 lanterns, swim in a boat, then do a puzzle. It's like, fuck, can we just do some shit? But it was interesting. Leroy, we're gonna have to figure some shit out. You can't lose every challenge first time when it's supposed to be stuff you're good at, bro. You lose all the time. Just don't come back. You're embarrassing us, bro, because they already eliminate all the black people first. So for you to go down there and then lose again, you know they're gonna throw you in. You know you're gonna, bro. It's embarrassing. At least it wasn't Nehemiah this time, or Nehemiah, or what's his name, big black dude that was fighting people. Tyree or whatever his name is. Um, yeah, but it's gonna be an interesting season. I'm trying to draw from the first episode, see what I can pull, but really it wasn't nothing but the challenge. And then whoever lost the challenge from each era, guy and girl that came in last place, each era had to vote somebody to go against them in elimination. So the first challenge was basically everybody finishing and them deciding or figuring out who was in the bottom of each era to go into the elimination. And then they did the mini deliberations where they took every era to the table and they went and talked to the last two people that came in last, guy and girl, who they want to go against. So we saw a bunch of shit go down as far as that, but we had to wait the whole next episode to see the actual eliminations happen. I hate that. I hate that the challenge does that now. They'll go through a whole episode of drama and then actual action will happen in the next episode. But I'm in it. I'm in it. So it comes to the next episode, we actually do see the elimination. Again, there's 8 different eliminations because there's 2 eliminations from each 2 eliminations from each era, which results in 8 total elimination challenges. And for the elimination challenges, they brought back the crowd favorites, all the physical eliminations. A lot of the last ones is like a whole bunch of brain and puzzle shit. We want to see these guys actually do something that can match physicality. You can do puzzles sometimes just to make it fair, but come on, this physical shit is, we want to see who's better than who physically so we can get the people that belong to be there are there. So the challenges or the eliminations that they were able to do after getting voted in was pole wrestle, of course. If you're a challenge vet watching the shit, you already know what that is. Balls in, which was dope too. You already know what it is with that. And then you had hall brawl, of course. Hall brawl is a stalwart, always the best, one of the best. And then I forgot what the last one's called. I'm gonna call it fortify, where you just go ahead and try to block the other person's jail cell with all the debris and chains and shit the most you can. Then you switch and try to unsolve it. The first one to get in wins type shit. That wasn't as physical, so I think whoever did that one got to luck out because they actually drew randomly to see who would do each challenge. I think Era 1, they did pole wrestle. It was Mark versus Derek, and female wise, I think it was Anissa versus Katie. Anissa whooped Katie, eliminated her real fast, and then Derek eliminated Mark because you know Derek's the OG at pole wrestle. He says if you don't win pro pole wrestle, he'd rather die because that's the shit he be going out there and going hard for. If you know Derek, he's been going hard for pole wrestle forever. Second era, I think they did. Second era 2, they did balls in, and I forgot her name. Why do I keep forgetting her name? Black girl that was punching up Aubrey. Fuck, I forgot her name. But anyway, she went against who was it? Oh, Amanda. She went against Amanda. It seemed like Amanda was gonna win at first, but the editors be doing their thing. She got her ass whooped, sent Amanda home, and then they had Tony versus Leroy. This is what I was talking about. Leroy was like, "Oh yeah, physical. This is the shit I like to do. This is the shit that I like to do. Get my hands dirty, and this is what I'm gonna win on. I've been losing a lot. I've never gone home first. Blah 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 blah." Ends up fucking losing. Can't put the fucking ball in a fucking hoop. Like, nigga, you let Tony beat you in this? Murph, you dropped the ball hella times. Like, you suck. I'm sorry, Leroy. I fuck with you for real. But after drinking the Kool-Aid one and then you fucking losing in this back to back, it's like, bro, there's no chance. There's no chance. And then Era 3, they did Era 3, they did the fort, fortify the fort thing. I think it was Brandon versus Ryan. And then it was Cara Maria versus, I want to say Kellyanne. Was it Kellyanne? I think it was Kellyanne. Cara Maria versus Kellyanne. And then Cara Maria won that, so they got to say, and Kellyanne got sent home, and then Brandon got sent home another one. So that's where we left off, and everybody else is staying. I don't know what exactly at the format. I don't like to sit and watch this season on the challenge type shit because they give away too much, and you can kind of put the tea leaves together and kind of see who progresses, and they give away too much on that. So I don't like to watch those. So I'm really excited to see the next episode. I do want to review this episodically with the fam, Ashwash, V-Rons, Amber Yancey, any of those people who want to talk about this. I know Damo watches as well because this season is going to be epic, and I do kind of want to review it episodically. So next week I will be talking about this, but we'll have a lot of stuff starting next week with football coming and fantasy coming. I'll review the draft and all that shit. So I'm gonna try to get a weekly review of the challenge into because this is one of my favorite shows. So tune in for that. If you're a challenge person, challenge season 40 out right now on MTV. Go check it out, and we're gonna review it just for y'all. Backyard baseball making a comeback. If you guys play any backyard sports, if you're a 90s kid, you know what that's all about. Backyard baseball, backyard football, backyard soccer, backyard basketball. All raw. You got to pick from a lineup of backyard kids that all had various different attributes. We had the Pete Wheelers of the world, Pablo Sanchez, Dante Williams, Ricky Johnson. He had Marquisha, I don't remember her last name. Ahmad Khan, the Khan twins. If y'all remember, y'all know. If y'all know, y'all know. One of my favorite was actually backyard baseball. I remember when you pitch, you can throw those crazy ass pitches, the fire pitch, the ice ball, and it all depended on your juice box. You know what I'm saying? That shit was so clean. I remember that game so much. I can't wait to play it. And soccer was raw. I think baseball and soccer were the ones I played most. No. Football. Football was the shit. Backyard baseball and backyard football were the ones I played the most. But they're raw. I'm happy that this generation's kids actually get to experience it and get to play it. If you guys haven't played backyard baseball, football, you guys should check it out. Go watch a demo or go watch YouTube or something. Go watch how it was played because shit, it was early NFL street type shit. Like it was dope. It was just, and they started adding like actual like MLB players and NFL players as young kids who that you can pick from as well from the backyard kids. It just got so advanced. It was way before its time. So I'm really excited for people to get it and see it now. Just excited to see what they add to it, what improvements they add. The game was good back in the day. I hope they don't add a whole bunch of paywall stuff, a whole bunch of DLC content to where you have to like fucking buy characters. That would be terrible, but can't wait for that game to come out. It'll be dope. And then lastly, in cinema or pop culture, before we get into some of the cinema corner, X-Men 97 season 2 may be a lot different, guys. Season 1 was a smash. Everybody, we talked about it on here. We talked about it with Chelsea. Everybody knows how raw it was. The X-Men 97 animation on Disney Plus. If you haven't seen it yet, go check it out. It was dope. A continuation of the old X-Men. I think it came out in 92. Started right after that and just kept going with the story. So excited to see what they adapt to the MCU, but that's not what I'm here to talk about, man. I'm just here to talk about season 2 and it being in jeopardy of not being as good as season 1. So Beau DeMayo, the writer, pretty much of all of season 1, has recently gotten into some trouble with Disney Plus and is, I guess, been taken off of a lot of the show credits for season 2. I have confidence they can build off of season 1 and take it to what it needs to be taken to without Beau DeMayo, but I feel like Beau DeMayo was able to hit on some kind of topics and some interesting episode kind of like topics that kind of resonate with now's time. It kind of hit in the moment, but I don't know if him being off the show, we're still going to be able to get the same kind of impact. I mean, I'm sure we will, but I'm hoping we will because the success of season 1 was so good that I'm not ready for it to be, killed off after season 2 for it being bad. Well, anyways, Beau DeMayo's basically in a dispute with Disney Plus over some shit that's going on behind the scenes. I guess up until now they've been covering it up for Beau DeMayo, or well, Beau DeMayo says it's not true, but supposedly Beau DeMayo, the writer, one of the writers on the show, pretty much the creator of the new X-Men 97, had been sending scantily clad photos dressed up in X-Men costumes to the younger, or some of the male staffers on the younger male staffers on the set. And after supposedly the people telling him not to send no more pictures, he kept doing it, like fuck you type shit. I'm gonna show you me type shit. And Disney has been keeping it quiet, supposedly helping him out. But as season 2 was approaching, or more talks of season 2, and Beau DeMayo not really being as involved in season 2, more shit is starting to come out from Disney's side on Beau DeMayo. Beau DeMayo is kind of quoting that he's being shut out of season 2. He's not getting a lot of writing credits on it for unbeknown reasons. So he's kind of trying to throw Disney under the bus for kind of doing him wrong and kind of stir up some shit. But then Disney kind of responds with, "Oh no, Beau is doing some weird shit behind the scenes. We're trying to protect him. So just be cool. You can talk about you not being on season 2 or being involved in season 2, but going any further than that's going to cause some retaliation type shit." And then the lawyers came out of Beau DeMayo, was like, "Nah, this never happened. They lying type shit. They're just trying to silence me. They're just mad. They fired me for unjust reasons, da, 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 or not involving me for unjust reasons type shit." And me, I'm just kind of regurgitating what I heard around recently, listening to other podcasts, but basically Disney's like, "Oh no, that's bullshit," because we have people on set that say they do have pictures that he sent to him, and after them saying stop sending the pictures, Beau DeMayo continued to send scantily clad pictures in Cyclops outfits or other X-Men outfits that these dudes didn't want. So Beau DeMayo was let go supposedly for kind of like sexually abusing or sending pictures to the people on staff and being kind of weird. And supposedly some of the other shows he worked on, he got in trouble for doing similar things. So I guess Disney was trying to keep that quiet and keep his name intact, because if any of this shit comes out, his career could possibly be ruined forever. But Beau DeMayo has been going hard, kind of saying that this is not true, and Disney is just trying to silence me because they let me go for unjust reasons. So it's kind of weird, kind of a weird situation that X-Men 97 season 2 is in. But I'm hoping that it kind of follows through without a hitch, man. Again, the show was dope, the animation was dope, the direction they went in was dope. I'm hoping Gambit's not dead. He's just going to be coming to one of the Horsemen. The direction they're going with in Apocalypse is going to be interesting. They said they were going to focus on different characters, more obscure characters in season 2 that they didn't really focus on in season 1. I think Colossus is one of those. Polaris. Let me see. I think more so on who else was on it? I don't think Jubilee was another character. I think Nightcrawler they're going to focus on a little bit more, because there's a lot of interesting characters in the show and in the X-Men in general that really don't get highlighted often. You do see all, the Star Wars Beast. I said Beast first. I don't know why. Beast, Cyclops, Wolverine, Rogue, Gambit, but the Jubilees, Polaris, a lot of those people. I would like to see some Iceman come into it, more Storm. We had a little bit of Storm, but let's see some more Omega level mutants. You know what I'm saying? Let's introduce those. Let's get some Pyro. You feel me? Let's get some of my favorites in there. I wouldn't be mad at seeing Mystique show up again. Kind of get her going back in the MCU. Not in the MCU, but like just the show in general. But yeah, I'm excited for it, but I don't know what's going to happen. What do you guys think is going to happen? It's going to get messy. Just don't push the show back, man. I hope you guys got some episodes in the tuck that you already got that you're just waiting to release until later dates. And yeah, I hope that's the case, because though Beau DeMayo's been doing some weird shit, supposedly, allegedly, I should say, don't kill off the show, man, because seeing that success of what Deadpool did and the ability of you guys to bring X-Men into the MCU and just completely either have them ripped from the animated season and drop them in the MCU, or whatever variation you're gonna do, is just don't stain it by fucking this season 2 up, because season 1 was crazy. It was amazing. IGN actually gave it a good score, a 9. I think episodes got episode 9s and 10s and shit. Rotten Tomatoes, like, yeah, it doesn't make any sense for it just to fall off like that. But yeah. Well, actually, oh yeah. Last thing here. I want to ask y'all ladies something real quick. There's a list going around by least attractive hobbies that men have, according to women. I'm gonna read off those top traits. Let me see if I still have the list here, if I didn't delete it, because it was crazy. Let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see, let's see. Not there, not there, not there. There's no way I deleted it. Anyways, the list consisted of a lot of hobbies that I actually do. I do want to find this list for y'all, but the top one, I think it was like, oh, let me see if I can find it. I'm not gonna go out sad like that. I gotta find it for y'all. Uh, But anyways, I just thought it was weird because it had a lot of the hobbies that I had, and I like to think that the women find me attractive no matter what my hobbies are. But to name a few, I know one was gambling, one was trolling online, trolling on video games, one was playing video games, one was collecting toys, one was collecting comic books. Uh, Let me see. I don't know, but as you can see behind me, I got a lot of that shit. But I really want to find this list for y'all because, oh my God. Let me see. Let me see. Let me see. Because I don't understand. Like, what do women like for us to do then? If it's not none of these things, it's like we can't be happy at all. Like, we have to be. Mm. To each his own. I do feel it, but bro, hold on. Let me see if I can find it. I skip. Um, mhm, mhm. Fuck, no, I don't think I can. I don't think I got it. There it is. Damn. Well, I messed that up. So for sure thought I had it on here. But anyways, yeah, I just kind of thought it was weird that they would think that everything that males do is annoying, yet they don't fuck with what it's just weird. They just like money. Is it going to be like, oh, going to nice places, shopping? Like what is it that we can do to better ourselves to get on the list of things that you guys like? I know I'm not really speaking too clearly right now because I'm trying to find where I had it because I know I had it in here. But anyways, yeah, we're gonna have to revisit that list. I want to talk about that with Chelsea and Damo and some of the other people that I know because I can't really call it. Some of those things I thought they was cool to do. I thought it was cool to collect vintage stuff, and then if possibly in the future we want to sell it to make some money, that's cool. Like comic books, bro, looks like graded 9.8 sitting over there. That Batman, Scotty Young, and who else is in there? I forgot who else signed it. But that's a one of one. That's fucking Scotty Young's first ever DC comic. Batman, like that's probably worth like $200-300 sitting right there. You feel me? All the shit I have right here signed, all these collectibles I have signed, in a couple of years they could be worth a lot of money. And then the money that I get and collect from that, y'all gonna like that, ain't you? Y'all don't like gamble. Gambling can get a little weird. Gambling can get a little weird. I understand that because guys go hard for gambling, and you can be with the guy 1 second he's hella happy. Second he loses a bet. He's the worst person in the world, or she. You know what I'm saying? I get it. But it's just wild. Let me see if I can. Let me pull it up online because I gotta get it. But found it. Perfect. All right. So sorry about that. It took me a little while, but I actually got it for y'all. I'm back on my shit. So first one is called the least attractive hobbies for men according to women. So playing video games is number one. Collecting figurines is number two at 85. Magic tricks is number three at 80. Online trolling is number four. Gambling number five. Building model trains number six. Seven is taxidermy. So who the fuck do you know that does taxidermy? And why does that even make the list? That should be such a minuscule amount. So like it shouldn't even be mentioned. Taxidermy? And taxidermy is right above collecting comic books. So I'm happy to see that collecting comic books is really low on the list, but it's weird that taxidermy is right above it. Who the fuck is a taxidermist? That's weird. Is that even a profession that people have nowadays? That's just some weird shit. Building model trains is wild. So I think you're a different kind of lonely if you're sitting there building model trains. Where do you put a model train after you build it? Are you just building the train or are you just building the whole fucking train track too? That's weird. But magic trick, I like magic. Why do girls not like magic? Because magic gets the hose and makes them insecure? Is that why? Magic is fucking dope. And playing video games is number one. Every nigga plays video games. What the fuck? I mean, and the ones that don't, I feel like are hella outdoorsy, so I ain't got time for you anyway. Like, what the fuck? That touched me in a hard place. I was gonna come into this kind of calm and just kind of like whatever. But I just feel like reading this list back, it don't really make much sense. It doesn't make much sense. So you find it less attractive to play video games than collecting comic books is really weird. It is really, 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 really weird. It doesn't make any sense to me. Um, and yeah, it's the 90 is the unattractive score. 90. Is it just because it's a preconceived notion that if a person plays video games a lot, they're not going to spend all the time in the world with their girls? It's like there's 24 hours in a day. If it's not a weekday, half of it you spend at work. Come on, play video games for a couple of hours. I get it. I get it. It could be frustrating. It could be frustrating. It's it's tough though. It's like I wonder what the list of are guys allowed to put out at least unattractive hobbies for women according to men? I I don't think the world is ready for that. But I guess niggas don't really give a fuck what women do. Men are gonna like women no matter what. But yeah, this is a crazy list. But let me know how you feel about the list. Let me go down from the top to bottom again. Number one, playing video games. Two, collecting figurines. Three, magic tricks. Magic is so dope. It's four, online trolling. Five, gambling. Six, building model trains. Seven, taxidermy. Eight, uh, comic book collecting. And there's a ninth one, bird watching. So bird watching is the most attractive out of all those things. Bird watching, that's the most boring shit that I've ever heard. I did just watch that movie with who was it? Jack Black, Steve Martin, and Owen Wilson. I forgot what it was called. Was it called Spotted or Watching or Birds? One of the three. It was one of those. It was kind of cool. But yeah, what y'all think about those? Anyways, let's move into Cinema Corner before I get y'all up out of here. I just watched one thing. Oh, two things actually. Starting with The Union. The Union, Mark Wahlberg, Halle Berry, weird movie. Me personally, I think if the amount of funding that Mark Wahlberg gets for his movies on Netflix is crazy. I think the movies should be a lot better than they are now. I feel like they all have the same premise. Either he's a tough guy, like an agent or a mercenary type guy, or he's a guy that is the unassuming guy that becomes the mercenary or the tough guy. It's always the same. It seems like he always plays the same character, yet they fund to give him like two new movies every year on Netflix. Halle Berry definitely mailed in this movie. Definitely watch it, support. I still fuck with Mark Wahlberg, and it looked like it's from his production company, his company Municipal. He has a production company Municipal and a athletic brand where Municipal, which is kind of confusing, but I guess you can use it for a whole bunch of municipal needs. But yeah, it was interesting, just not good. Halle Berry, she was playing like the kind of continuation of her John Wick character in a way. Same hairstyle. I'm starting to think that's her real hairstyle if they give her that weird ass blonde swoop in every fucking movie. And also, you shouldn't have somebody playing an action star or action person in a movie, CIA agent, if they can't run. They went to Halle Berry running from an explosion. It was the worst thing I've ever seen, bro. You should have had her do that shit again. I know running is hard, but god damn, that was terrible. Yeah, it's just it's just interesting. Kevin Hart and Mark Wahlberg get paid a whole bunch of money to do these movies on Netflix. I know I see a Kevin Hart movie and a Mark Wahlberg, and they're in movies together on fucking Netflix. And they're all, I wouldn't say bad, they're just not good. It's like you can watch them, they're watchable. I love Man in Toronto, they're watchable, but they're not the best movies and they're corny. It's like you guys have all the money in the world. Why not make a big budget movie that you can stand behind and make fucking dope, bro? Like, the hell? I fuck with you guys individually so much, so it's like it's gonna add to your hate if you keep putting out movies and shit like this that are just not good. People, I mean, I get you. They're paying you money, and your face alone gets people to the theaters, gets people to watch these movies and shit. But it's like, god damn, you gonna keep on getting made fun of if your movies are this bad. And I fuck with Kevin Hart, but these movies are bad. Like that most recent one he had with the I think it's called Lift or something, where he was a thief, the Ocean's 11 Italian Job knockoff type shit. It's like you can't even take him serious. The type of shit that I want to see Kevin Hart in is Real Husbands of Hollywood. Though it may not be his most popular works, it was just so genuinely funny, bro. You see Kevin Hart just being Kevin Hart. And even though I hated that Mark Wahlberg's dead in all of his movies, Kevin Hart being Kevin Hart is the most hilarious thing in the world. It's when he tries to do things that's not him is when it gets less believable. You know what I mean? So, and then I watched The Murder of Steve McNair, which was really interesting to me as well. But it was relatively short. I feel like there's a lot to explain, which they didn't explain just because they didn't have enough time. It's Netflix too, so I feel like they could have made a longer episode of it. Um, but I do remember hearing the Steve McNair story. It was called The Murder of Air McNair. It was about his murder, quarterback for the Tennessee Titans and the Baltimore Ravens. Dope quarterback. He was dope in NFL Street. You know what I'm saying? I was young when he was out, but one of my favorite quarterbacks, one of the dopest quarterbacks, you know what I'm saying? Even though he was kind of like bigger, he's from Mississippi, looked kind of older. In the video games I played with him, and he was still breaking tackles, running niggas over, scoring, throwing dimes, you know what I'm saying? He was really heralded in the NFL world. So um RIP Steve McNair first and foremost, but just learning some of the details about his story was very interesting. Um, just how he died. I do remember him being shot, but I don't remember the circumstances. But just learning that, and it did kind of move kind of fast, so I didn't really explain much, but it did show how much of an impact he was coming out of Acorn State, and the type of person that Steve McNair was. I think he was a Q dog. I think, you know, a people person. Um, just kind of beloved in this state of Tennessee, and just kind of seeing him, what happened to him. I feel like they didn't focus enough on the good things that Steve McNair did, and kind of just focused on what he was doing when he died. I know they tried to, as far as the NFL stuff, but we saw Jeff Fisher talk about like one season that he played for, or he had with Steve McNair when they lost to, I forgot who they lost to. I think it was a playoff game. And then after that, it's kind of just, it was over with. And Steve McNair went to the Ravens. But while he was on the Ravens, I guess he was talking to a lot of girls while he wasn't married. And then one of the girls, I guess, he was messing with was like a 20-year-old waitress from, I don't know if it was Dave and Buster's, I think. I guess he was messing with this girl for a long time. On the side, and he had a lot of girls. So he was an NFL player back in the day. You know how they moved around, had a lot of girls, and supposedly the girl that he was seeing didn't like that too much. So supposedly he got a gun, went and shot him in the head at her. Was it her apartment? I don't know exactly whose apartment it was, but he was shot in the head, and then she shot herself supposedly. Um, but like that's what they kind of hinted at up until the last 15 minutes of the episode, and they kind of just twisted it around. So supposedly after he was killed, they're trying to figure out why or how she got the gun or how this came to be. They meet this guy, supposed felon guy that sold the girl that Steve McNair was seeing the gun. He didn't ask any questions. He supposedly just sold it to her, and then after he sold it to her, he didn't hear from her again. And then whatever happened with Steve McNair and them being murdered. So they just kind of went with it, took his word for it, saying that he sold her the gun, and they just kind of closed the case, kind of saying that the girl was the one that killed Steve McNair out of a rage of him having more girls and him or her not being the only one, and her actually having a boyfriend and kind of leaving her life to kind of fuck with Steve McNair. And Steve McNair was on some player shit trying to fuck with other girls while they were together. So supposedly that was the reason. It was kind of a crime of passion. She killed Steve McNair, and then killed herself. But then after that, the family kind of got some closure. This lawyer comes out and was like, actually, we should actually vet this guy that said that he sold his gun to this girl. This guy's a felon. He could have been lying. This and that. Why didn't we double check the story? So supposedly they go back to dude, and dude said he was lying because his wife was in the interview with him. He was saying he didn't know the girl. He just sold her because he got contacted about a gun, and he sold the girl a gun. But when he came back for the second interview, they pulled the phone records and realized that there was like 134 messages between the girl and this guy that sold her the gun, um, and that they were actually seeing each other for a while, and there was some kind of relationship involved, which kind of made it fishy as to maybe this guy actually. And then he said he was someplace with his friend on the day that Steve McNair was killed. But when the police called his friend, the friend recorded was like, "I ain't lying for nobody. He wasn't here. If some weird shit happened, I don't know nothing about it. He wasn't here when he said he was." So the alibi was false. So that made the story kind of shaky, as far as maybe it was a crime of, oh, maybe dude was jealous that his girl that he thought he was seeing it was cheating with or seeing Steve McNair. And then on top of that, the girl was mad about Steve McNair seeing other girls. So maybe they plotted together to try to kill Steve McNair, or maybe dude caught them at the girl's apartment or wherever they were and shot both of them and tried to just act like he wasn't there. But it was weird because the documentary ended like that. Like, what the fuck? And then the family comes back, and a lot of the friends of Steve McNair kind of saying, "Oh, that lawyer, he's not telling the truth. He tried to pin it on me, like one of his best friends, Gaddy, Big Gaddy, like one of the linemen on his college team that turned into like his bodyguard. The lawyer guy tried to like say he was involved, say that he probably killed him over the $13,000 that they owed, that he stole from Steve McNair supposedly." In that since Steve McNair was accusing Gaddy of stealing his money, that he sent this guy to go kill him. Like, there's a whole bunch of just weird ass theories that this lawyer guy was coming out with. And at the end of the documentary, they're saying like this guy is not creditable. He actually wrote a couple of books on Steve McNair's murder. He doesn't want to let him rest in peace. He's just trying to bring up alternative theories to keep it going so he can make a name for himself. And the family is not believing any of the shit that he's saying. They're just believing that it was a girl who was in love with Steve McNair and was jealous and went ahead and killed him off that, you know what I mean? But again, this lawyer dude, I don't have his name. They just said that he just tried to keep it going and just tried to just kind of muck it up, right? Just not letting him rest in peace and not getting any closure for the family by saying, okay, maybe this wasn't the story. Maybe they didn't vet this guy enough. Maybe this guy actually did it, or maybe his friend set him up. Like, just adding more harm than good. Just let him rest in peace. The case is closed. The families are devastated. Just let it go. But me personally, I think it should have been longer. Maybe they should come up with a part 2 or another story, or maybe even a longer documentary, because it was really interesting. And again, like a lot of these cases and a lot of these murders and stuff that are happening back in the day, we didn't really have the media and the social media and the actual outlets to show people of what was going on back in the day. And the more that those things can come to light and people can see those things, it can prevent further shit from happening. You know what I mean? Like the Aaron Hernandez stuff, all the shit that was going on with him in the past, like before all that social media was there, we would have known about it. Like if X or Twitter was around back then, maybe it was, maybe it wasn't. But to the extent it was now, shit, people would be solving cases, calling shit out on these celebrities, and a lot of this shit that's happening behind the closed doors will be brought to light. But I do like that they're able to put a little more light on the story. And he wasn't just known as the football player that was killed by his mistress. You know what I mean? They actually did a good job of showing us who Steve McNair was before that, but I think they could have did a better job of doing that. But you guys watch for yourself. Let me know how you feel. That is on Netflix now. And with that, there's a couple of upcoming cinema stuff that I do want you guys to look out for and check out for. Again, 2024, we just now getting started with the big stuff. We just saw Deadpool become the highest rated R movie, made the most money for a rated R movie ever. So a lot of blockbusters coming out. There's a lot of pressure on these movies coming out. A lot of these sequels, a lot of these movies that are coming out to be just as good, if not match the potential of Deadpool. I know it's not the MCU. I know a lot of movie makers actually hate the fact that MCU is so easily can make this much money from their comic book and lore from the past, even though the movies aren't really technically cinematic masterpieces, Oscar worthy that people like to, critique and give awards to, but it always makes the most money. These movies coming up do have a lot of pressure, but they don't have to be that, but they have to be somewhat good. They can't be bad because summer is almost over. Fall time is here. We're getting to a bunch of shows in the fall. There's not a lot of pressure on you guys like there is for summer blockbusters, but some of these titles we're expecting a lot from. So upcoming cinema, we have Gladiator 2. This is not in order though. I just kind of wrote them down. Gladiator 2 is coming out November 22nd of this year. Joker, Folie à Deux, which is basically Joker 2, is coming out October 4th, 2024. Again, I don't know if I'm going to see this one. It's supposed to be a jukebox musical, and it's already rumored to be opening up with a cartoon scene, animated scene of the Joker, which goes to prove even more that this is all going to be in his head. It's not going to push the story further at all. So I don't know. I might just wait for this to come out on HBO Max. Kraven the Hunter comes out December 13th of 2024. I want to see that, even though the Sony versus Spider-Man villains and stuff, they always kind of veer off and just do their own thing, which is not always the most comic book accurate. Like they're giving Kraven superpowers in this one. So I don't know. I'm gonna see it probably because I fuck with what's it, Tyler Johnson? I forgot his first name, but I fuck with his rise from Kick-Ass to now. Beetlejuice, that comes out September 6th. I'm definitely gonna see that. Beetlejuice, the first one was definitely my favorite, one of my favorite movies. I fuck with Michael Keaton. Too bad, what's his name? Can't be in this. He just beat his case. What's his fucking name? I'm not gonna get it. You know what I'm talking about though. Beetlejuice is gonna be good. You can catch me in the theaters. I know it's not gonna be as good as number one, but I'm gonna definitely see that in theaters. Moana 2, 11/17, November 17th this year. I'm not gonna lie to you, I'm not gonna see. Should I watch Moana 1? I am not. I don't think I'm gonna get through it, bro. I don't think I can. I can't do the songs, bro. The minute they cut away from the action to sing a song, I'm gonna get on my phone, scroll on my phone for hella long, and I'm gonna miss something. The latest musical one I was able to do, I did Encanto. I think I watched Encanto, but that's as far as I can go, bro. I'm not one. It's crazy how I like music so much, but when it comes to these fucking musical movies, I can't do it. I can't do it. Can't do it. It's like because when you're in a movie and the song is corny, you can't fast forward the song. You have to sit through it. And no matter how long the bitch goes for, you got to sit through that whole song. What's up, Clay? Um, yeah, it's just wild. I don't know, man. I fuck with the rock heavy, and a lot of people say Moana's hella good. And it's a stalwart in Pixar MCU. Was it Pixar? I don't think it's Pixar, but MCU. So I have to go ahead and see it eventually. But it's gonna be a struggle, bro. It's gonna be a struggle. Mufasa, The Lion King, December 20th, 2024. It's gonna be interesting to see this one. We saw live action Lion King already, but this was more so about Mufasa's life. Mufasa dies so fast in Lion King, we don't really learn a lot about him. So we get to see Mufasa's upbringing. It looks like he was adopted by Scar's family in this movie, so we're gonna see that juxtaposition. It's gonna be interesting. I'm excited to see it. I'm a big Lion King guy. See, when these animation the young animation sing-alongs, I can do that. But once I grew out of those, once you get to the Pixar style animation and then we're still singing, bro, no. And then lastly, our TV shows, The Penguin, September 16th. I'm really excited to see this one. This at least kind of moves Batman forward. I think this is not DCU, but one of the last shows coming out of the last regime of DC. Colin Farrell as the Penguin. Because DCU, I think they in the Caped Crusader on Amazon, they made the Penguin a woman. So yeah, the Penguin's still a man. It should be good. It should be interesting. If you liked him in the Batman, his character in the Batman. This is a whole series of him as the Penguin, and this is rise in Gotham. If you read the comic books, you know, he's definitely a crime lord in Gotham. Big story, a big contribution to the Batman lore. So this should be really good. It's on HBO Max. Again, it's September 16th, 2024. But yeah, that's it, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed the pod today. This is ended up how I like to let them know where you can find your boy at. Of course, you can find me on Instagram. It's SAC_Lydell, Patrick_Lydell on the Snapchat. If you're looking for me on TikTok, bro, it's just the podcast. It's Best of Bias Pods. I have to get that popping a little bit more. I have to spruce that up a little bit. If you're looking for me on Twitch, of course, I'm going to be streaming a lot more on Twitch, man. I'm going to TwitchCon in a month or so. So I'm trying to get my presence up a lot on there. Catch me playing vids. I might start streaming a little bit later today, get some shit going, but catch me on there for sure. Again, shout out AKA for making these videos always so wonderful for y'all, letting y'all see what's going on in the stew as I record for you. You know what I'm saying? AKA, shout out him. You can find him. He can put the tag somewhere up here. AKA, I think it's Akil Young. Yeah, Akil Young on Snapchat or Instagram. Check him out. He be rapping and shit too, bro. He got beats and shit. Hit him up for all your rapping and video editing needs. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, he takes donations too. He takes donations. You know what I'm saying? You can put your Snapchat up there or your Cash App. But anyways, yeah, if you want to be on the pod for sure, I'm always willing to have people on. I know there's people I owe episodes to. I just be working throughout the week, and it's kind of hard to coordinate what day I'm gonna get people on. If I can have them available, if I feel like even podding after work, it's tough sometimes. So if you're interested in getting the pod, if serious inquiries, hit me up. You know where to find me at Instagram, Snapchat, fucking email me. Hit me up on Twitter. I'm on Twitter too, or X, if you will. Lydell Dinero on there too. Of course, if you're looking for the pod, you can go on YouTube. 217 episodes. This is episode 217, bro. Over 200 videos brought to you by, of course, AKA. Thank you again, AKA. Shout out to you. Also, Dank Reynolds for the brilliant beat for the theme song. When I heard that beat, I knew I had to do something with it. And when you said I could have that beat and use that, I knew it's gonna be the theme song for the best podcast in the world, and that's what we're doing now. So I thank you for that as well, brother. Anybody that's looking for Best of Bias merch, hit me up. You know where to find it. I will be selling some at the tournament or the fantasy draft. So all the guys that are being in the league, if you need Best of Bias merch to go along with your team gear, I got that for you here. Beautiful low price. Just trying to get rid of the last of the old colorways and merch styles so I can get to the new shit. But yeah, that's it, y'all. Love y'all. Thank y'all for clicking on the podcast today. To all your friends, like, subscribe, hit the bell so you don't miss any new videos. Leave a little comment down there too for the algorithm, you feel me? Hit that thumbs up on the way out as well. It's Lydell Dinero. It's the Best of Bias podcast. And hey, when you about to be on and where that theme song at too, hit me up, y'all. If y'all want to be on the pod, don't hesitate. We here all day, every day. You know what I'm saying? Sitting in the stew, working. You know what I'm saying? Anything y'all want to talk about, bring it to the table. But for now, it's the Best of Bias podcast, and you know what to say. Where that theme song at? It's the best of bias. You need the earful. You should try us. From pop culture to the movies to unite us. It's the best of bias. The best of bias.